Hi, this is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Today I asked Crabapple about courage as it relates to the times we are experiencing. It told me, for trees, it's what's required to simply exist because life itself is a constant struggle against pretty much everything, the weather or cataclysmic upheavals when the planet decides to shrug or adjust itself in some way. Little things like earthquakes or volcanoes. Also, as you know, living things here only survive by consuming other living things. It's kind of brutal, but it does make us all strong. Trees need courage to exist, I asked. Of course, it answered. Every form of life on this planet would much prefer to stay alive, and as I say, it's not always easy. However, the courage that you're asking about is not endurance or holding fast against a buffeting wind. Rather, it is about taking action, of confronting an aggressive, disruptive force with a defiant response, being bold. You mean civil disobedience in the face of tyranny, I suggested. Yes, it replied. For some of you, bold defiance comes easily. For others, resistance takes the form of steady, unwavering confrontation, sometimes as a group, that has the power to undermine the strong-arm tactics of the aggressor. Protests, I observed. Yes, Crabapple replied. Remember, it said, at the heart of a bully is always a coward. Simply facing a bully, exposing his actions as unjust or unlawful, will often be sufficient to stop him. However, you must permanently be vigilant, as the coward is always looking for a way to gain power over its perceived enemies. One who takes courageous action puts their own personal welfare to the side as they defy the thing that is trying to force others into submitting to its will. Someone who is brave risks their own well-being even if they don't appear to have the advantage. Often, the challenger for a group has become the channel for the group's desires, which, particularly for a person who does not normally speak up, in itself is an act of bravery. That's why, throughout history, some of the most unlikely figures have become the most ethical and the most consequential of leaders. The situation itself requires them and is the catalyst for their emergence. So, do you think a new leader will come, I asked. I cannot predict the future, it acknowledged, but who knows, that could happen. And that's what Crabapple said about courage. If you enjoy my conversations with the trees, please like, subscribe, and share with your nature-loving friends. Also, thanks to the many people who have subscribed to this channel. I try to respond to everyone and am sometimes probably a bit long-winded about it. I'll put up some pictures of the crabapple on my post page for those who are interested, and later today I'm going to ask my tree oracle cards to give me their thoughts about the new pope and what his influence might be in the next few years. This is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.